Outer Orange.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Today, welcome back. We are discussing some new gimmicks. I mentioned last week that the show is going to announce a new gimmick in the Twitter community and just in general, the community's been kind of going wild over it. So let's go ahead and discuss it. All right, welcome back, my favorite people. Hope you guys are having a wonderful New Year's. I am dropping this as soon as possible. So happy New Year to you. Talk about the latest stuff though, because it's pretty important. First, to start out, we did get the Koro start deck packs, which is pretty cool because we are actually getting these. I'm actually really excited about this because I think these are cool. We're getting them pretty far out, which kind of sucks, but I just think it'll be cool to have. There's also, as far as I'm aware, there's reprints in this, which is also a big thing because they're reprinting a lot of cards in here that are very versatile to some people. There's like the dog in here, it's reprints, a couple others. I think there's the order cards like the Stegras and stuff are reprinted in the set as well. So cards like that are in here, which should be really useful if they're in here. They should be. I don't remember all the ratios, but they should be in here, which is pretty good. We also got these manga trial deck stuff that's coming out. I don't know too much about this. There's some new start decks from Skyride that are coming. These should be really cool because these are usually really pretty. You already have like a start deck that we got recently and it was really good, so hopefully they'll keep going, and they have like manga panels in them and all this kind of cool stuff, so it'll be really hype. I can't wait to see where this goes. And then these just look really cool. Like this looks really pretty. I really like the art on these. And then we have this one as well. He looks really cool. I'm wondering if his deck is cool, if he's gonna get a deck or what they're gonna go about it. Just looks really exciting. I really like this. I hope we keep getting stuff like this because these are super cute, and I really hope over time maybe we'll get an English version of these books because I'll definitely pick them up because I want to read them. It's Vanguard stuff, but I actually do want to read them. Also, like I said, like I mentioned before, I really like the art, and I really like the art of the main dude too. He just looks really cool, so we'll see where that goes. And then there's some more. There's a new Regalias piece included, a different Regalias printed on each deck, so I don't know if they're going to be the same ones or completely new ones. It looks like they're also going to be using the correct OTs, so they're not going to be vanilla OTs, thank God. So that's also, I think, a really big plus, that we're going to get reprints of some of the overtriggers that are used a lot, because the Crailment OT has been reprinted so many times. Nobody really wants that. Like, people want these OTs because they're really hard to find now, and you know, they're part of big, old sets, and some people, especially going to Divine, just can't find these, and it just would be really nice. There's also two random cards from the collection are included with a triple R specifications, and then total of 3 triple Rs included. Overall, it reads like it's gonna be a really good set. Also, his name is Zero. I don't know what it is about the name Zero. It's just a cool name. It's so cringy. It's cool. And then each deck includes one special reprint from each of the featured nations. So we're gonna get some other reprints from within the nations. So that's also really cool. Let's go ahead and talk about the meat and bones of the new mechanic we got, because that's probably why you're here, which is these grade 2s that we just got. They're brand new. They'll be coming in this future set. I believe this is set 7. I don't think this will be for Worlds, but it'll definitely be for next year's BCS for sure. And probably Springfest if we have that. I don't know how they're going to do about it this year. But anyway, so it says when this card is placed in a Vanguard circle from hand other than by a unit's ability, or discard from hand while riding from the ride deck, choose a card with Persona Ride from your ride deck, and you may reveal it. And if you revealed a card or have a Vanguard Persona Ride, Soul Blast and put a Persona Shield ticket into your hand, and then Rearguard Circle when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, it gets plus 5k power to the end of battle. What this reads is we're getting a new Shield ticket, which is something that's not too new for those people that have been playing V Premium and Premium, because we already have 2 over there, but this is basically a 3rd one. And what's really cool about this is both Premium and D can use this, so if you decide to take your Overdress deck and kind of play it in a Premium aspect, you actually can run this card, and every nation is getting this, by the way, so every nation is going to have access to this as well. But basically, you can run this in your deck as long as you have a Persona Vanguard, which means you do have to be on grade 3 to even activate this, so you can't do this prior. But if you're also playing a D deck, and if you just are discarding it for Ride, you can also get the ticket that way, so pretty useful. And then we'll talk about the ticket here in a second, but that's basically that. A lot of people are calling these the Pride Cyclers. It's really funny and cute. They all have the little rainbows and stuff around them. Every single one of them has a rainbow, so they're just really cute. So you have to place it from hand without an ability, without a Unicef card ability. So I don't remember if this goes around like orders or not, but you basically can't do something like where you bounce it through an effect and call it through an effect. That wouldn't work like Kyrie, but you can basically call it and just play it normally from hand, and you can't do it during, you can do it from, I guess you could do it from hand through like any other ability if you're calling through some effect, but it's kind of weird. They are a little restricted to the TLDRs. Also keep in mind, these aren't once per turn. Percent just says auto, so you can actually spam these. If you have the ability to spam these, you can, so you can get multiple tickets. Just something to kind of keep in mind of that, as well as we talked about the shield itself. So here's the shield itself. It says Persona Shield. This card is a ticket card. It cannot be put in a deck. It says choose a unit being attacked, and it gets plus 10k power until the end of that battle, and you can play up to 2 blitz orders until the end of the turn. Your opponent's crest zone has a card other than the energy generator, gets plus 5k. So basically, it's a 50k shield into stride decks, and it's a 10k shield into a normal deck. And it says continuous hand during your turn when you would discard a card while riding from the ride deck, or choose a card from your hand by a card's ability. This card cannot be chosen or discarded. So keep in mind this card does get stuck in your hand, so it is just raw dog shield that you have to use, and you can't discard it for ride phase, so it's not an extra card in your hand. It's more so just an extra protection in your hand. They made it very specific so that way you can't ride for free. I do like the fact that it's a 15k shield if you use it, but it is a little weird that when you would discard a card for ride deck or choose a card from hand by your card's ability, this card cannot be chosen. So it is kind of weird that they made the hand restriction on it. Like I don't really fully understand that, like why that's there. I feel like that should be fine. I understand not using it for ride deck, but I think for other abilities this should be used, kind of like the quick shield and the guardian shield. But it is what it is. They chose to make it like this. These are tickets. They're always very specific. These tickets are actually really cool because they have extra special abilities that you don't really know about when you read the cards like this. So basically the way to explain this is tickets tend to be used as they're cards that disappear. They never touch the guardian circle. They're kind of very unique in their own way. You call them to a rare circle, they disappear. So they're usually really cool. So these are usually fun to use. In premium, if your opponent forces you to take a damage and you have to use from hand to place that damage, you place a ticket, it disappears. So that's also really cool. So there's just small little applications that you can kind of use with these. When these first got like brought into the game, it was cool about all the little things you can find out as you play the game. Now they're a little bit more of like a standard, but for standard players, this is like something brand new, right? So if we ever get cool mechanics later on that can abuse the ticket, that would actually be kind of cool. Like it's like, for example, we do get a deck that says, hey, I have 20 soul, you have to take a damage, but you have to put a card from hand to take a damage. The ticket will actually go around it, which is nice. So in the future, I can see these tickets being pretty useful. I think right now they're just okay. They're not doing anything crazy. I'm going to talk about more about the grade 2s here in a sec, but I do want to introduce, like, they are getting, all the nations are getting them, and notice they all have the little rainbows. So Pride Cyclers, it's really cute. I love it. And then there's some Q&A about these. Is the Persona Shield put into the drop after it's played? Yes, but it mandatorily erases itself. So I guess that's a ticket, so it just goes away. And then after playing a Persona Shield, I play a Persona Shield as a second boost to save turn. Can I play a third for that? No, you can't, as the ability changes the limit on the orders you can play. So it just changes it changes how many you can play. It doesn't say you can stack them, basically. And then it says, can Persona Shield be used to pay costs such as put a card from hand to soul or bind 2 cards from hand? So this is the answer. That's no. This one's a nada. So no, you cannot. While costs and abilities that specify a number of cards may not to say to choose those cards, as the action involves a choice of cards. This card cannot be chosen to be put into soul or to the bind zone. So what's cool about this is for your abilities. For example, a good example for this, if your opponent is forcing you, like Doji, if your opponent is forcing it, you can actually give up the ticket. I'm almost positive, because it does say your card abilities. This is nothing about your opponent's card abilities. So but if you play it to Doji, you can actually give them the ticket as a card for the bind, and it disappears. So you actually just get to just play around that in an aspect. It's kind of like a downside because you're also losing 10k if you were to use it, but you can also just not have to give up your units, which is also interesting. I'm pretty sure that's how this works. If someone can correct me if I'm wrong. We have the 10-year weekly bites. Has been at the 10th anniversary for it, so that's really cool. And then we also have a winter conference coming, which usually means that they'll probably just they'll probably reveal some new stuff as well with some old stuff. So we'll probably see some stuff we've already seen, and we'll also see some new stuff because it's the English conference. So we're basically getting an English version of a conference, and they're going to talk about it there. And we're going to have Zanyo, we have Vanessa Pond coming back, and we have Justin Kwan coming back as well. So all really fun people to hear and talk to, so it's going to be really cool for that. So stay tuned for that. I know some people already discussing premium for this, hoping that they might pick a ban list for it. I'm hoping for the same. If you're watching this, it would be nice to get a little bit of a refresher, maybe some premium product on this stream. Hopefully, I don't know what's going on with premium, but we did get these tickets that can be used in them, so it's obvious that the formats, there's clearly thought for the format. So maybe something will change. Maybe we'll get energy in premium. I don't know. It'd be nice to kind of see some new rule changes. I don't see anything here, but we do have a month, basically a little less than a month, to see what happens. So I'll just see where this goes. I've had a lot of people ask me if these are going to be like revolutionary or something that we're going to see a lot of. It's hard to say right now because nothing, like, aside from like the Bug Valino deck, really abuses this right now from what I could tell currently. There's a chance these might get abused in the future. I think right now these are going to be kind of one of those things where if you run it, you would run it because it like helps your deck, but you're not going to run it just to run it. But I could be wrong. Like I said, they just came out. I haven't really spent that long thinking about them. I just think they're a cool gimmick, like kind of like they stated. It's a cool extra thing that you have access to deck build. I feel like that's kind of where it's at. I don't think it's a mandatory staple right now. Like if I'm thinking about all the decks I play, and I can't think of putting four cards of this into a deck right now. Valino's the only deck I can think of, and even in Valino it's not that great because Valino already has issues killing your opponent I feel like this kind of slows it down, and I feel like you just go into more of a deck out territory. But I feel Volino just gets the abuse of having to be able to play 3 Blitz orders, which is very useful. I can see a future where in premium there might be some kind of usage for this too, like a Siana build can run the grade 2s and kind of go around that, or Alden or decks like that can abuse it. Shieldfisher can abuse it. They're already like a very defensive deck that can up their defense by like playing 1 or 2 of these. So I can see that. In standard, I don't really see anything too crazy right now, or I can't think of like a deck that like really wants to play these. Like I said, deck space is tight, and we have the PGs that take up a lot of the slots. We have other generics taking up a lot of slots, and it is kind of a lot, but it is shield. And I do also think that if there is a very heavy stride deck meta, I think these would be more useful in that situation. So I truly don't think these are staples, but I think they can become staples in specific decks is the best way to play. That's how I view this. I'll have to see sort of where these go. I think right now they're really cool. I think it's a cool addition to the game. I'm not like freaking out about it. I just think they're cool. I don't think they're breaking the game or doing anything like that. So we'll have to see where this goes. I'm really excited about it. I hope you are too. It is another defensive mechanic. Maybe not the defensive mechanic people are looking for, but it is another additional thing that you can add. I think in Highlander decks, stuff like this is also really cool. You can kind of just throw one in just to have it as a backup plan. Into decks like that kind of play more toolbox engines, to go to decks that can grab cards like these out would be really cool too, but we'll have to see. So anyway, other than that, guys, that's all I have. I just kind of wanted to talk about this, just kind of do like a one-to-one, just discuss it. No chat, no nothing. Just kind of wanted to talk about the new mechanic, but they shouldn't be super expensive. They are triple R, so they are harder to get, but I don't see these like being borderline expensive. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm just speculating here. I'm not a person that's on the market all the time buying cards, selling cards. I'm just not, I don't do that. So I don't know the entire movement of the market, all that stuff. I just can't see a world where every single person on the planet wants to get these, unlike the energy cyclers or the other cyclers we've had, where those were and are in some ways or another staples in a lot of decks. Like those are just inherently in almost every single deck as a 3 of, as a 4 of. You know, like almost every deck plays them, on this they literally can't, because they have other mechanics. Like Weeseville is a good example. Quaint, an interesting thing to add for 2025, and I'm really excited for 2025 in general. I brought up before them. I think it's gonna be a really good year for Vanguard. I was saying 2024 is gonna be a good year for Vanguard, and honestly, for the most part, when I was talking about this last year, it was 2024 was overall a good year for Vanguard. So anyway, happy new year, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this little news report, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Please like and subscribe. 50cards.shop, code orange if you need any of your goodies for a lot of card games, including Vanguard, Shadowverse, a couple other games that he has as well, including Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh as well. So check that out, code orange for that. And that, guys, peace out. That's Vidani. I'll see you guys in a future video. Bye.